Friday, January 8th, 2021. It is currently 6 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. If you are coming to us from the Eastern time zone, which I assume you are. I am James, you are you. We are here for the week-ending edition of what? Of At Home with James, live on Twitch. And I got to tell you something, I'm feeling good. I am feeling good. In a time where people don't often feel good, I would like to present my good feelings and my good vibes to you. I would like to open myself up as an energy buffet. There are no sneeze guards. There is no one handing out any of the energy. You can come and get it. Feed off of my goodwill and joy. I am so very excited for tonight's show for a variety of reasons. Much later on, great friend of the show, an owner of just the largest headphones north of Saint Laurent, is Marc Rowland. Also joining us tonight is going to be, as she does every Friday, Steph Mercier Voyer. We're going to kick things off in just a couple moments with the one and only Joe Conto. But before we do that, I'm going to continue this introduction. Moments ago, I said I'm excited for a variety of reasons. The other reason, of course, being that tomorrow night, starting at 8 p.m., we are under lock and key in Quebec's curfew. Now, I mentioned this the other night. Many people are upset. So many people are frustrated, agitated, aggravated. I, on the other hand, am so incredibly excited and pleased. Now, if you weren't here on Wednesday and you don't care to backtrack episodes that are banked in our library, I'm going to tell you why. I had sent so many letters and emails to the government of Quebec demanding, dating back to November, you got to put in a curfew. We need a curfew. Started at 8 o'clock. And my prayers, my wishes, my emails have been answered, because with this curfew, everyone will be at home and miserable starting at 8 o'clock. They will then go to Facebook. They will then go to Instagram, where they will see what? They will see me promoting this show, and they will be so beaten and battered with sadness that they will have no choice but to escape the harsh realities of the world that we live in to enjoy this show. For an hour and roughly 15 minutes, they will hopefully be entertained by Lil Cutie and his circus of fun friends. Now, if you didn't know that there is a curfew, I'm going to get you up to speed by giving you the Cliff Notes edition of all of the new rules that have been imposed on all of us. It goes as follows. As of Saturday, Quebecers will be living under a curfew while the province struggles to contain the COVID-19 pandemic. Among the measures is a curfew that will require Quebecers to be in their homes, of course, by 8 p.m. until 5 a.m. the next morning. Pharmacies and gas stations will be permitted to remain open during curfew hours, although grocery stores must close as of 7:30 p.m. Previous measures, such as the closure of restaurant dining rooms, non-essential businesses, and restrictions on eating ass, will remain in place for 4 weeks. So if you didn't know, now you know. And now we preemptively celebrate. Dimitri, are you out there right now?
Yeah, brother, how's it going?
What do you think about these restrictions?
Yeah, I think overall the restrictions are pretty fair. We got to squash this thing, but unfortunately we got to make sacrifices, James, and you know which one I'm talking about.
Well, I'm not sure I know which one you're talking about. If you'd like to enlighten me and the viewers, I'd be happy to hear that.
Well, the gatherings, James. I really miss people. I miss seeing people. I miss meeting people. I miss hanging out, talking to people. It's good for my mental health. It's good for my positivity. Good for my production.
Wait, have you been having gatherings up until this point?
Absolutely, James. Like
All
I
right.
said, good for my mental health. James, overall, I think this is a positive thing, but it's going to hurt a lot of people in the process.
All right. Well, of course, this is the final Night of Freedom episode. Dimitri, after this, how do you intend to celebrate your freedom?
The only way I know how, James, I'm going to take a bubble bath.
Okay, so you're going to exercise your freedom to go out by staying in and submerging yourself in soapy water.
Yeah, Not your favorite thing from what I hear, but honestly, there's nothing that says freedom like sitting in a big bath of water, making a soup of yourself, and just laying there till somebody comes and finds you.
All right. Well, I certainly hope that somebody comes and finds you in this just delicious sounding Dimitri soup.
Yeah, and I'm gonna miss eating ass, James. Anyway, have yourself a great show, brother. I love you to death.
I love you to death too. Let's begin tonight's festivities because we have our freedom. Let us exercise our freedom with our first guest, a longtime pal of the show, frankly, a longtime pal of mine, IRL, as the kids like to say. And for the old fogies in the room, in real life, let's welcome from all the way in upstate New York, it's Joe Conto. Joe, what up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm
It's
doing
nice
very
to
well.
see you.
It's very nice to see you, Joe. We
Thank you
haven't
very much.
really spoken like this since last year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. When was the last time I was on? It was we were discussing the sexiness or lack of sexiness of Christmas, I believe.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So
Yeah.
your previous two appearances were on the inaugural edition of Dave Kaufman's Naughty or Nice, in
Yeah.
which I found out that you were absolutely inebriated. You were sloshed.
I got drunk by mistake. I'm not
Yeah.
a big drinker, and I don't know what happened. I had a light dinner, and then I drank like a bottle of white wine during the show. And by the end of the show, I was really, I was yawning and like nodding off a little bit.
Once the show ended and you left, we all were like, "Is something wrong with Joe? We better talk to him." And then the next time you
I
were
was
here,
drunk. Yeah.
you were drunk, and we understood that. The next time you were here, you certainly you found yourself back in my good books by really advocating for the fact that the holiday season is not a sexy season.
No.
Well, it is now a new year. All of that is put behind us. Joe, we were talking earlier today when I said,
Yeah.
Joe, you want to come on the show tonight?
Yes.
And I want to read what you said.
Okay.
And I hope this is not a breach of any trust.
No.
You said,
Read my private.
you said, I need to refresh my brand.
Yeah.
I feel like ever since Halloween, my appearances have been so sour. I have been consistently sour for months. Now, Joe, this is where you and I often are bad influences on each other, where I think our specific sourness plays against each other in a soup not unlike the one Dimitri Kirez will be bathing in an hour's time.
Like hot and sour soup, but it's just sour and sour.
Yes, exactly.
Lemon lime. It's like Sprite, lemon and lime.
Exactly. We come together and put together the most unpalatable treat for anyone's taste.
Joe, very sour and bitter.
Joe, I want you to just get whatever you want off your chest. Speak from the heart.
Yeah. No, here's the point. I just feel like when the first time like things went down with coronavirus, I felt like I handled it really well. I set up a routine for myself. Remember, I would say that I would leave my house, I would get in my car, drive to Dunkin' Donuts, drive back. So I felt like I still had a commute, and I would come back and I would set up my office, and I was like doing stuff. I was making healthy food, and I was really like getting into it. And this most recent one, as the winter has come on, I have just gotten, dour, and so I feel like I'm sick of it. So I'm trying to come out of it a little bit. So I thought that what better place than here to practice positivity, because some people are born like sweet, and I it's not my nature to be sweet necessarily, right?
Yeah, sour, salty.
Yeah, that's more me. Like I was just thinking of my nephew today, and when he was a little kid, I remember bringing him to an ice cream place, and I go, "Well, what do you want?" He goes, "I can't read." He's just a little cutest kid. I can't read. I go, "Let me read it to you." So I said, "They've only got 3 flavors. They've got cauliflower or broccoli or cauliflower broccoli twist." And
That's
the kid looked at me.
Good joke for a little kid.
Yeah, and the kid looked at me. He goes, "I'll have the twist." Like he didn't. Every other kid would like complain or whine. He goes, "Fuck it. If this is all I get, I'll take the twist. I'll take a little bit of each." That's him. I would have cried and stomped my feet, right, and be like, "What are you messing with me for?"
Okay, so it
So,
sounds like you would like to capture the innocence and laissez-faire attitude of small kids.
yeah.
Well,
Well, it's
specifically
certainly
this
some
one.
positivity.
Okay.
Some. My family does have positivity in
Mhm.
it. I want to latch onto it tonight.
Yeah.
So here's my
Okay.
idea. Here's my
Okay.
idea.
Mhm.
I've come up with a list of things I like,
Yep.
and I just want to see, and I'm just going to say them and see what it sparks
Okay.
for you. Does that sound okay?
Okay, now to clarify, are you looking for me to advocate this list of things for you or for all of us?
Just your reaction to the same thing. If you'd be
All
like,
right.
oh, I don't care for that, or like, oh,
Okay.
absolutely. That sound
Okay.
good?
Yep. I love it.
Great. I love it when, and I was with you once when this happened.
Mhm.
I love it when I'm walking down a street, a sidewalk, and there are a couple of kids with a lemonade stand set up.
Okay.
Oh, I like giving, no matter what it is, like
Yeah.
say it's a quarter, I like to give them $5
Mhm.
for it. I love a lemonade stand. How do you
Now
feel
wait, you're
about a
telling me I
lemonade
was
stand?
with you and we stumbled upon a lemonade stand?
Here in Lake Placid, when you guys came down, I made you
Ah.
guys walk around the lake. There was a couple
Mhm.
of kids had a lemonade stand. You
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about
Okay, so
lemonade stand?
you want to donate more money to upstart businesses.
I do. I like to encourage entrepreneurship.
Okay, so
You
that's
know what?
nice. You're
Yeah,
supporting some kids.
yeah,
It's cute. You give them $5.
yeah. Do you
Now, but
like
the
that?
question is, well, hold on now. I
Okay,
want to
sorry.
understand your intention. Now, are you doing this so the kids like, wow, all this other chump change we got was pennies. This guy's
Hmm.
handing out fivers.
No, I'll tell you what. Do you remember when you were a kid? God, you might be too young, but they used to have these like they had them in the mall, I guess too.
Mhm.
It was like maybe uh, it was like a horse, and you'd get on it and put a
Yep.
quarter in, and the horse would rock. Remember, I
Yep.
don't know that they have those anymore. They're probably dangerous. Here's the point. My brother Johnny and I were on one in front of the Five and Dime in the little town we grew up in, and we didn't have any money when I was a kid. And uh,
This reads and sounds like a Bob Dylan song.
oh, I swear. Anyway, we were just sitting on it, waiting for our dad, who was in no, I think we were with a grandpa in the Five and Dime. And this complete stranger came up, and he just dropped a quarter in there so we could have a ride.
Mhm.
And I still remember to this day that there's just somebody out there who goes, give those two kids a ride. Don't have any money. So
Okay,
I like to
so
give them $5 just so
yeah,
they feel, I don't know, to know that there's a person out there who'll toss them a bone.
I sign off on this. I agree.
You agree? Good.
Right?
Uh, I like it at the ice again with an ice cream stand. I like an ice cream stand when somebody gets an ice cream for themselves and then they get a little tiny ice cream for their dog.
Yeah, the visual's nice, but it could make the dog very sick.
Yeah, I think the dog probably gets diarrhea. That's the tough
Yeah.
part. Yeah, but no
But you know
darkness
what?
tonight.
But I'll tell you what, you're not the one having to clean up the diarrhea unless maybe the ice cream also gives you diarrhea.
Right. Right. Well, here's my question to you, James,
Mhm.
on that point.
Yeah.
Is there something that gives you diarrhea, but you like, I like it so much, I'm willing to have diarrhea?
Everything I eat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't care. I'll have diarrhea. It doesn't matter to me. It's just, look, it's not like the act of defecating is ever clean.
Right.
Right? It just there's
Yeah.
levels of sorrow that go along with going to the bathroom. So
I think diarrhea might be cleaner.
yeah.
Okay, here's the point. I went for a COVID test because I
Yeah.
have to for my job, and
And they put it in your butt.
no, no, are they supposed to? No, they the person says, "Have you experienced diarrhea in the last 7 days?" I go, "Look, if you ask me that on any 7 day period
Yeah.
from the time I was in high school, the
Yeah.
answer is yes." So
Yeah.
Okay.
If they could have asked if you experienced it in the last 7 hours, I would have been like, yeah, on any
Yeah.
given
Yeah,
day.
don't worry about me.
Having diarrhea is what I call Monday morning and
Oh,
Tuesday night
yeah,
or
or
Wednesday
Thursday
afternoon.
afternoon. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, Joe, this is why we get along.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, so I say give the dog some ice cream.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. I sign off on this.
I love it when I watch a movie and there's a big production number, whether it's a war scene or a musical or whatever. And I like to watch people way, way in the back and
Yeah.
see that they're giving it their all. They're like
Mm.
so far in the back. Like if you watch the very last scene to the musical Grease with John Travolta and
I
Olivia
know of it,
Newton-John,
but I've
I
never
invite you.
had
I
it's
invite
not for
you.
me.
I invite you to watch the very last scene, listen to it. And while everybody up front is dancing, look way in the back. It
Yeah.
takes place at a carnival.
Yeah.
And look way in the back, and you'll see people back there doing every move perfectly.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure it was a hot day, right? They filmed it in LA in the summertime, and you know, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And there are people back there who were just giving it their all. And I thought, damn, those are the people who are like, I just want to be part of it.
Yeah.
I just want to be part of it.
Well,
Those
and then
people I like.
in the DVD extras, there's got like never before seen off-camera footage. Those same people, after cut is heard from the director, you can hear them going, "Why wasn't I placed closer to the camera?"
No, that's the thing. They're in their head, they're like, maybe this is it. Maybe they'll pan over and somebody will see this smile and they'll say, hey, that one, she's got some talent.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll come looking for me.
All right. Okay. This is the only one I'm not going to sign off on this one. I don't want to watch Grease. Sorry, Joe.
You don't have to watch Grease. Just anybody way in the background of a movie. And to see them like they're giving it their all. By the way, there's this podcast called And I Was There Too. Mm-hmm. And they talk to people who were in movies who were like the third or fourth lead, as opposed to, you know, the lead.
Yeah.
And to see the production of the movie from their perspective is super interesting. Mm-hmm. They have one about Grease, by the way.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. I wish I had come up with it.
It's really cool, right?
Yeah.
I like it when somebody blows the roof off the joint at a television event. And I'm going to invite you again to go to one specific thing. Mm-hmm. Where the audience doesn't, like their minds are blown by this thing. And you can feel the electricity even though you're at home, you know? Mm-hmm. In 1998, at the Grammy Awards, Rosie O'Donnell was the host. And
I'm going to tell you something.
What?
I was not expecting this to lead to, and Rosie O'Donnell.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
She's an important part of it. This is not alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah. Drink up.
Anywho.
Yeah.
So Ricky, and you know, it was pretty tame year. Like Celine Dion was on there, the Dixie Chicks were on there, Madonna, when she was like a certain kind of Madonna, was on there, and then all of a sudden they bring on Ricky Martin, right? And he comes on, and he's got a whole horn section and like 25 conga drums, and they roll out the stairway, and he runs up the stairway and he's dancing the whole time. And
he was living La Vida Loca at the time.
Living La Vida Loca, pow, pow, pow. And they keep going to the audience. And at first the audience is like, nobody had ever heard of him yet, right? Yeah. And that whole Latin movement hadn't come to the States yet. Mm-hmm. And 98. And everybody was like, what am I watching? I thought it was the Dixie Chicks. And then they show him a little bit like halfway through and people are getting into it. And at the end, he stops and the whole crowd, you could feel it. Like I'm thinking about it now, like goosebumps. You could be like, everybody was on their feet. Like, what did we just witness? Mm-hmm. And they go back to Rosie O'Donnell and she's just staring at the camera like, what just happened? It was awesome. And I love it when somebody comes out of nowhere and you're like, that is somebody we're going to hear about.
I can't believe that you're still thinking about a Ricky Martin performance from, was it 20? That'd be 23 years ago.
23 years ago.
23 years ago.
Well, that's a specific one that people could Google and YouTube.
This is actually, folks, Joe's here to promote a 23-year-old performance from Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
So if you've heard of YouTube,
Ricky back. We're getting Ricky back.
Yeah, this is Joe's new character on the show. Everything is a slow burn to Ricky Martin content.
Wait. There's also another one where I also like the idea when they bring somebody who's doing a remake of a song and then they bring the original person on to join that person. Yeah. And the original person like blows everybody away. The Fugees were singing Killing Me Softly. And they just go, and ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ricky Martin. Conga drums. No. Miss Roberta Flack, who sang it way back in the 70s. Yeah. And, you know, the gal who's in the Fugees was like bending over at the waist to hit the notes. Roberta Flack comes out. She's hitting every note. She's saying, hi, baby, to people in the audience. I loved it. And I thought I like when somebody schools the youngins.
Okay,
Yeah.
you like
Yep.
that? Okay.
Yep. The next few are much faster. I'm going to speed up here. I like it in the grocery store parking lot when you see somebody who's sort of kind of middle-aged, doing the thing where you're bringing your grocery cart back, where you stand on it and you use it almost like a scooter.
Okay, you really like that?
Oh, I like that. I go, yeah, why not have a little fun?
Yeah, have a little fun.
Right? Do you like that?
Do I like it?
Do you like it?
I'll get back to you on that one. I feel like my default answer is I have no opinion on it.
Okay, that's okay. You don't
Yep.
have to like everything. I like the tradition that when you're at the ballpark and you catch a fly ball in the stands, that you give it to a kid.
Yeah.
I like it when the little kid's just sitting
Yeah,
there.
I agree.
Because
Yeah,
kids are
that's
usually
nice.
bored. Yeah,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Kids are usually bored at the ballpark, and all of a sudden he goes, hey, I got it. And
Yeah.
they look so excited, and they look around, they show it to their mom and everything.
Yep. I like that.
like
Yeah,
that.
I like that one a lot. You got me back, Joe. You pulled me back
Okay.
in.
Good. I like it when I'm on. Oh, by the way, none of this stuff happens anymore.
Well,
Not
yeah.
sour.
Well, hold on. Hold out some hope.
Okay. I like it when I'm on an airplane and I'm getting to my seat, and there's usually an older person. It's usually like an older, shorter lady who's got her bag, and I'm able to pick up her bag super easily and put it in the overhead compartment.
Yeah. You want to be a
And-
hero.
Yes, it gives me a tiny chance to be a hero, because I'd like to be a hero, but I'm also a coward. So
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah. And
there's no
in
risk
this,
associated
in
with
this
this.
scenario, are you sitting next to this lady too?
No, I don't want to sit next to her.
Okay. Because I was
I
going
want
to
to sit next to
say,
young
I
people
feel
like
like
me.
if you were to do that, she's probably like, oh, you're such a sweet man.
That's the thing. I
Things
remember
haven't
one,
been the same since I broke my elbows.
Oh, you mean I broke both my elbows once, right? Did you say
I
that for
did
that
not.
reason?
This is all a coincidence.
Oh, okay. That's for the next time on.
Yep.
But I'll talk about every bone I broke and every
Okay.
kind of incision I've had. That might be an
Yeah,
interesting
I'm
show.
okay with that. Yeah, let's go through all of your physical ailments.
No, just my incisions and bone
All right.
breaks.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about everything. One time years ago, a lady goes, "You're an angel," and I go, "I am." I
And
felt
was
real
it
good
was
about
this
myself.
this wasn't on a plane, was it?
Yeah, it's always on a plane.
And then you were like, "I'll show you what kind of angel I am in the bathroom."
Yeah, and then I crashed.
Yeah, you took the plane down.
Yeah, I'm an angel.
Yeah,
Um,
an angel of death.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm an angel,
Yeah.
all right? The angel of death. No.
Yeah,
that's
what people
bad.
don't know is that, Joe, you used to be affiliated to a terrorist organization called the Angels of Death.
Yeah.
You accidentally became their leader, and you were like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore."
Accidentally.
Yeah.
So I swear to God,
Yeah.
you go in any organization, before you know it, I'm like the regional manager. It's just who I am. On that street near the old theater in Montreal, de Bouillon,
Yep.
there was in the summertime, there's a raspberry bush on that street. And I like cutting up that street and getting some raspberries.
I like
and
to
eating
imagine
them.
that you're still in your car with your head out the window eating
Yeah.
the raspberry.
Oh no. Well, I like to keep both hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
So I just put my head into the bush itself. Like I
Oh,
go 2 wheels up on the sidewalk.
yeah.
And I just go.
Yeah, like a horse out of a trough, but yours is a face in a berry bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yep.
I like that. Oh, I like it when I notice that I have one of my dad's mannerisms. When I was
Sure.
younger, I
Yeah.
hated it. Like when I'd be like, "Oh God, I sound just like," because my dad was scatterbrained, and I'm a little scatterbrained. Like I misplace things, and I used to really dislike that. But now I'm like, "Oh, I'm just like Pappy." Like, have you ever seen me do this when I'm concentrating? Do this.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That's a Pappy move. I did it the other day when I was at my sister's house. She goes, "Oh my God, it's like sitting here with Dad." I do this, or I do this where I put one nail right on and I tap and I go,
Yeah.
yeah.
That one you're
Those
going to
are-
have to get rid of due to sicknesses and illnesses now. You're going to have to move that hand away from your mouth, Joe.
I might have just given myself something.
Yes.
Diarrhea.
Next time, you're going to get straight up diarrhea from your fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's the name of my my next album.
Yeah.
Straight up diarrhea.
Look, you know what? Let me get in there as some type of collaborator.
On the album.
Yeah, I'm going to smear my talents all over that album.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 2 more real quick ones.
I thought there was only 5 more ago.
No. This is it though.
Okay.
I always give too much.
Mhm.
I give too much. When I go to a foreign country or even to another major city that's far away from the one I am, instead of souvenirs, I like it when I am able to get people unusual grocery items from that
Mhm.
area. I think it's so much better than a souvenir.
It's
Like
fun, yeah.
yeah, when I was in Mexico City, I brought people back. It was made by Smuckers, but which is a jam
Yep.
company. Yeah, you guys have some, I'm sure
Of
you do.
course, yeah.
And it was habanero pineapple
Mhm.
uh, Smuckers
Yeah.
jam, and I'd never heard of it, and
Mhm.
people loved it. Or do you guys have a quick? It's a chocolate milk
Yeah,
powder.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
they in Mexico they have this one, but it's what however you say like a nun. It's Nun brand because she's on there, and
Mm.
it tastes like a chocolate churro. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
chocolate churro flavored, and you can't get that,
Yeah.
here. So I like to get people stuff like that as opposed to a souvenir, and that's just
Yeah.
a little
That's
tip.
great. It's an
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, and it's cheap. It's really
Mhm.
inexpensive, right? For $1.69, you got yourself somebody a gift.
Yeah, you
And
got
the last
yourself some
one,
non-flavored treats.
none south.
Yeah.
Uh, and whenever you go on, this is just a tip, I guess, but you'll be happy with yourself. Um, when you go on vacation, send a postcard to yourself. So when you
Oh,
get home, there's a postcard, and then on the back of the postcard, just write something really sort of what's the word? Um, Not menial, but just almost like boring that
okay.
you did that day on vacation. But sometimes those days where you're just doing kind of something, every day, something you saw or something you did is
Yep.
is more interesting to think about than I swam with the sea turtles
Yeah, which
or
I
whatever.
would never do.
No, I did that on my last trip to Mexico actually, and it was boring. The guy kept
Yeah.
saying like, "Come over here. I see another one." I thought I already saw a turtle. I don't know where's other stuff. And then I'm in flippers and
Yeah, you're in a position to complain about swimming with big turtles. And you're like, I just want to eat some non-flavored stuff.
where's the non-flavored milk? Um, let's not stop that on a sour point.
Yeah.
These were all things I
Yeah.
enjoy,
Okay.
as I do a non-alcoholic treat.
Yeah. Well, Joe, how do you feel? I feel like you've been able to exercise your demons a little bit.
Well, I've enjoyed talking to you as I
As
always
have
do.
I, as I always do.
Did you have fun going over some positive things with
I
me?
did have fun. Yeah, I think that amidst my general crustiness, I maintain a pretty level-headed, how would I put this, temperament that I don't think people talk to me and go, this guy's, he's really in the muck.
Yeah, yeah.
COVID might be great for me.
Oh, I've got ideas about that. That in 100 years, we're going to look back at this and we're going to say it saved the world.
You know what? We won't be here, but
No, no, no. I cannot be. But among my crazy
yeah.
scribbles that I leave behind,
Mhm.
right? Somebody will be redoing, like they'll be tearing down
Yeah.
a building, and they'll be like, "What's this? It's a leather box," and they'll open it up, and it's all my
It's just a bunch of
nonsense.
postcards that you mailed to yourself on vacation. Wow, this guy was really lonely.
I broke a window.
Yeah. Joe, I'm so glad that you came on
No,
tonight.
yeah. Hey, I'm too. Thanks a lot.
And I hope that we'll do this again sooner rather than later.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm
Joe,
available.
Joe,
Yes,
I love you.
I love you too a lot.
Talk soon, Joe. Take
Yeah.
care.
Goodbye. Thank you.
That is Joe Conto, and we are rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling on tonight's edition of At Home live on Twitch. Now, have you ever been sitting around wanting, craving a churro, and part of you thinks the regular flavor is just not quite good enough, and chocolate is not doing it for me lately? Well, let's try Joe Conto's old-fashioned nun-flavored churros. All the tastes that you love from a regular churro infused with the mouth-watering taste of a nun. Who says I can't do ad work? Let us welcome our next guest. She is here every single Friday. Let's welcome, most certainly dancing her way into frame, it is Steph Mercier Voyer.
Can I dance for you? Would that be cool? Can I dance for you?
Steph, what's up?
You didn't look as upset as I thought you'd be.
I would say that when you stood up on the chair and began to pelvic thrust towards the camera,
Yeah.
I was like, this is
That was
not
good.
my night. But then it wasn't as graphic as I was expecting. So I was like, okay, it's dancing, so I'm not into it. But it's not, it's going to be really tough for you to come close to your performance on Christmas night.
Yeah, I need to find a new setup here where I can be on a bed and twerk.
Yeah.
And have the green screen in the back. I'm working on it. I've got some tech people that are
Yeah.
sourcing a new set for me in my house.
Well,
Yeah, so
I was just
hopefully-
talking to Joe about how I think COVID has sort of been a benefit for me in a variety of ways. I think one of which being how we've really come together as co-collaborators, but the one negative that has come out of it has been all this dancing.
I mean, you say it's a negative for you, but
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
true.
there was a time where you liked it.
I don't remember that ever.
I have videos. I have clips. I used to make you laugh, James.
You know what? Look, people trying to make me laugh is a lifelong journey. And yes, I've laughed a variety of times during the course of our collaboration on this show. And I would love nothing more than to see some of this video evidence of me laughing. And I will immediately upload it for the world to enjoy.
To
And
be
that's
fair,
that.
I think this was the first time that I danced that you laughed because you didn't expect it, and then
It's
after
true.
that,
And then as the weeks carried on and a variety of other uncomfortable things unfolded, it all compounded into here we go. I'm excited that Steph's gonna be on the show. The first 20 seconds, I gotta bear down. But in any event, let us get on with tonight's festivities. It is, of course, the final night of freedom. Steph, you are enjoying it by, of course, being on this show.
yeah. So I decided to take my last night of freedom to stay inside
Thank
and
you.
stare at my computer as opposed to every night for the next
Yeah.
4 weeks. Allegedly, I'm thinking it's gonna be longer, but we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Now I understand why you were so happy about the ass eating being prohibited now.
Well,
Because
everything that I mentioned was mostly an unbiased opinion. I was simply reporting news.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You seemed happy about all the restrictions.
There's some that I'm for and there's some that I'm against, but we'll leave that to me.
Okay. But
All
I
right,
get it with the diary, you would
well,
be into it.
Steph, I'm curious to know what you have on tap for us this evening.
Okay, so I wanted to kind of explore the idea of this last night.
Yeah.
What if this was our last night on Earth?
Last night on Earth. So not just because of
I've got
COVID.
the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse behind me.
Mhm.
That's the theme.
Well, first and foremost, I start my night by watching the 1998 Ricky Martin performance at the Grammys.
Really, you haven't lived until you've seen that.
Not only that, I'm giving a group of children who own a lemonade stand $5. I'm buying a dog an ice cream cone, and I'm eating berries out of a bush.
Wow, big night.
Yeah.
You might not find a bush with berries.
Oh,
Depending on.
I found a couple over the past few days, but we'll leave that to another episode. So this is as if it were the last night on Earth.
Yeah. So I was thinking, because obviously this is my last night of freedom for the next little while, and I'm contractually obligated to be here. So
yeah, that's true. People don't know that I've got agreements written in place with most of my collaborators.
I've taken a few nights off already. So I have to be here every Friday now.
Yeah.
So bit of a bummer because not exactly what I wanted to do with my free time, but happy to see you.
Likewise.
Okay, so if this was my actual last night on Earth, and I'm thinking in a non-COVID world.
Sure.
Okay. For this, but I mean, if we're all gonna die, does it matter?
Well, I suppose that's one way to look at it.
Right. We can do whatever we want. If we're all gonna die and this is the last night, COVID or not, it's over. Okay, so the thing is, I know what I should be doing. I should be calling.
I don't know that one.
Sorry, my Alexa is trying to listen.
Well, at least this is the first time you've appeared on this show with another guest simultaneously.
That's not true. I've had people on many times. I'm doing a bunch of gatherings like Dimitri.
Okay, so it seems like everyone's doing gatherings. So these restrictions are going to hit some of you harder than others.
Can't eat ass anymore.
Well, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a rough next few weeks for you and young Dimitri. Separately. I thank you for clarifying. Okay, so last night on Earth, take me through.
Okay.
What does your last night on Earth look like?
So I know what I should be doing. So, you should be calling I should be calling my mom and my dad, and I should be telling them that I love them and that to kind of absolve them of any guilt that they may have about raising me, or how our relationships might have been strained at some point. Be like, you know what? You did your best. We're all just trying to do our best. It doesn't matter. I love you. Being a parent is hard. And then I should call my siblings and tell them how much I love them. My nephews, my nieces and nephews, and apologize for, letting them live in a shitty world where they're dying at 8 years old. But that sounds like it would take a long time.
Yeah, you have a lot of relatives.
Yeah, I have 4 siblings.
Yeah.
2 parents. I have a lot of people in my family, and that sounds like a lot of time on the phone for my last night. So I was raised Catholic. So I was thinking, what would Jesus do, James?
It's a very interesting question. Yeah, what would he do?
Well, he actually did something, because he did have a last night. He died.
Right, true. Yeah, he had the Last Supper, I think.
So I pulled up my Bible. Let me just get it. It's the UCB manual here.
Right, of course. Yeah, you're pulling out your Bible, which is the UCB manual.
Yes, and I looked into what Jesus actually did on his last night and his last week. So his last week is a little weird. He's like cursing a fig tree for some reason, and no one cares about that. But his last night, I found a Christian blog that said that Jesus spent his last night loving and serving his friends and washing their feet.
Oh, that sounds like an awful way to end the last night of your life.
That was after the Last Supper.
Yeah.
It sounds like Jesus had the Last Supper and an orgy with his friends.
Well, a foot-based orgy.
I mean, last night loving and serving his friends.
Okay.
And washing their feet. He just into feet. It's not, doesn't
So
have to be
your biblical interpretation of this is that everyone ate dinner. He had some type of group sex act with them, and then he was like, you know what? Before you go, let me clean your feet off. Now, I want to pose this question to the chat. I want you to let me know what your interpretation of Jesus's final night was. Was there group physicality?
Okay, another line from the same blog. I don't know if I have it here. Oh yeah, here it says after sunset, Jesus ate his meal, the Last Supper, with the 12 people. James.
Yep. Imagine
that. That sounds like a great last night.
Yeah, I don't know if it.
12
I don't
your
know if
closest
I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if that would be for me. 12 people. Are they in my house?
No, they weren't in their house. They were somewhere else. They were in Bethany, wherever that is.
Okay.
And then they showered after, because I mean, 12 people having sex for hours, it's gonna
Yep.
get messy. You're gonna want to shower after that.
Yep. Of
And
course.
then Judith left. So I'm thinking that during that group sex session, something happened.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. It sounds like
I'm not
Judas.
trying to
Judas.
rewrite
It sounds like Judas left with an Irish goodbye.
Is that a sex move?
No, it's not a sex move. That's where you leave a party without the goodbye. Or maybe it's a
Yeah.
sex move. I don't know what it is.
Maybe it was a sex move.
Hey, well, that's not for me to decide.
Yeah, so apparently the other line that I was looking for earlier, it says he spent his final night focused on loving others well,
Yeah.
for he loved them to the end.
Hmm.
I mean, they're definitely referring to sex. So what I'm thinking for my last night, what I would like is I would like to have a big supper where we're all sitting on one side of the table with everyone from the at-home cast.
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, so
And
let's
then
put
we
this.
all-
Let's put this guest list together. So of course we've got our production team, which include David, Carla, and
Yeah.
Dimitri. Okay, so now I'm gonna assume that I'm part of this guest list.
You're there. I'm there. So it's
Okay.
5 so
Yeah.
far. Okay. Who else?
Well, we can think about our regular contributors. So there's Connor Rose.
Oh, Connor is definitely there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, Steph, is there because we've got so many people that have been on this show in the past close to 200 episodes. Is there any specific people you would love to be there?
Okay, tonight, well, Joe sounds like a good time.
Yep.
He loves a bunch of things. The diarrhea freaks me out to have you and Joe at the same orgy.
Yeah.
It's a risk I'm willing to take because I know we're going to wash each other after.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
Mark is on tonight. I feel like Raylan could be very freaky with lots of characters. That'd be a great time. I'm trying to think of who else comes on this show.
Well, there's like Sehar Manjis on this show often.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We're missing 2 people.
Well, Lisa Palmieri. There's Taylor McMillan. There's there's a lot of people.
Done. Okay, so it's that we're having dinner. Okay, on the table for dinner. There's gonna be. It's not gonna be a Passover meal like Jesus's last meal because I want to have a good time, and that's probably gonna give you diarrhea, James.
Well, look, I'm having diarrhea no matter what happens, so we could be eating white rice and forget about it.
I'm so worried about your stomach.
I'm in great shape. Look at me. I'm in great shape.
Oh my God, that's.
I'm very regular. I am very regular. You should see me when
That's a problem.
I'll tell you when it gets real bad, when I'm eating that Fiber One cereal.
Why are you eating Fiber cereal?
I like to stay regular. I like to have a nice bowl of Fiber One cereal with some bran flakes. And then I wash it down with the.
Don't get like 3 hours. You're like, ooh,
I don't want this to turn. This is the final Night of Freedom episode. I don't want this to turn into the James's dirty diarrhea night, because that feels like a Saturday night show.
Okay.
How about this? How about this? Night of 1,000 diarrheas.
Honestly, sounds pretty good. Everyone. Okay, the 12 of us all have toilets next to each other. And we're all laughing.
No, we have to do it in front of each other.
No, there can be like
we got some partitions.
Partitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're eating at the same time.
Great.
And so, that is not where I was going at first, but I'm into this. Okay, so we're
Yeah.
eating, and we're all on the same side, and there's partitions in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but we're still talking and having a great time together. And we're like, yay, last night, best. And so I'm going to move the washing to now, after dinner.
Okay. Now, are people washing each other's buttholes instead of feet?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
this
Yes.
is, I don't know. I don't want to speak for Joe, but I'm going to say that me and him are probably not interested in this.
It's your last night.
Yeah, and I don't want to spend my last night with a bunch of my friends cleaning each other's buttholes.
You don't want someone to like hose your butthole on your lap. That sounds, I don't know.
I don't want someone to hose my butthole on any night. This is a no hose zone in any night that ends in T.
Okay.
Sorry,
so
Steph.
we're hosing each other's buttholes,
Mhm.
and then we're eating each other's ass
Oh,
because it's something that we're not allowed to do with COVID.
yeah, that is true. Confirmed by government and health officials.
So yeah, and yeah, then we have sex for like a couple hours until who's the Judas?
If it means that
You.
Judas leaves, it's me.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah.
You're the one who leaves.
Yeah, I'm taking a page out of my boy Judas's book and leaving. And I'm like, hey, if anyone else wants to go, I'm like leaving, man.
Yeah, and you're like, who was throwing this party? Steph.
Yeah.
You're gonna go report me.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get crucified.
Yeah. Well, that part I don't advocate or encourage that. The rest of it is just absolutely reprehensible.
Okay, if I pare it down, in all honesty, a great meal with friends and then sex. It doesn't have to be diarrhea. That's just a bit of fluff, an added bonus. But if I can't have that, I'll settle for like a dinner with friends and then having sex with someone. That's my last.
Okay, so that's
it's the original idea of like partitions. We're shitting, we're eating, we're holding each other's buttholes in.
Yeah. Okay, so that is your ideal final night. It's fairly reasonable.
Inspired by Jesus, inspired by Christianity.
Yeah, now if you're out there and you're a person of the cloth or you subscribe to any type of religious ideology, I would like to say that any of the opinions expressed by Steph Mercier Voyer do not necessarily reflect those of James Allen McGee or the people who produce At Home. Now, Steph, we've got our final night of freedom. Before we move on to our final moments, is there anything you'd like to say to the people in the chat room who might be nervous before this curfew goes into effect tomorrow night? Any words of encouragement whatsoever?
I think it's the same as before.
I'll tell you.
It's, I mean, to me, it doesn't change much. Like maybe I won't go to my like weekly dinner at my friend's place. I'll do lunch.
I can tell you something. I have never had a weekly dinner anywhere. Yeah,
you've been very, very strict. But I have a family bubble that I integrate.
And you know what? That's what we do to keep our mental health on track. You hang out with people, I have this show. You have dinners, I have this show. You wear nice clothes, I have this show. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Exactly.
Well, Steph,
so I think everything's fine. We're all gonna be okay.
Yeah, I agree. Ça va bien aller, or as I like to say, ça va bien aller. Yeah. Steph, thanks so much for being here, and I guess I will see you next Friday for more conversation and dancing. Right on cue.
Can I dance for you?
I'm going to tell you something. When I hear the voice of Dimitri or Dave or Carla in my ear, once they take Steph off screen and they say, "You're good," not only Am I good? I'm great, except for that moment when that song came back on. Can you just put that song back on again? Can we really just listen to this for a second? Let me just take a second to listen to this damn thing.
Can I dance for you?
Just the lyrics are just. Wait, what?
Would that be
No, get rid of this song.
Can I
God. So basically what I'm understanding is if the song comes on, Steph can't help but dance. Oh my God. In any event, we will be back this upcoming Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who's going to be here? Big Rig himself, Dave Kaufman, and so much more, as we do every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Let us move on to our final guest of the evening. Last but most certainly not least, he is often here to provide us with a variety of helpful tips, and tonight is no different. He is coming in hot with just an enormous pair of headphones that upon viewing, you'll think these are novelty headphones, right? My answer to that thought is no. It is a true legend of the Canadian improv games. It's Marc Rowland, folks. Marc, greetings.
Hello, salutations, James and viewers.
Yeah, Marc, are you coming to us from just like a dial-up zone of internet?
Oh, indeed. Am I looking
okay,
janky?
I don't want you to get too excited and start dancing either. Marc, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, and it is also my birthday.
Today is your birthday. Now, Marc,
Yep.
you are one of the few people who do a really phenomenal job of having the most unmemorable birth date of anyone I may have ever known.
Wait, what? Most unmemorable birthday?
I would say that of all the people, you do not flaunt your birthday
No.
ever. You do not flaunt it. And
Yeah.
I would be willing to wager that at some point you have woken up on the morning of your birthday and not realized it. Is that far off?
Well, here's the thing. Yesterday, someone texted me, "Happy birthday." And I was like, huh? What? Oh, I guess it is my birthday. But it wasn't.
I want to show to you how meaningless your birthday might be to your friends due to your own behavior around your birthday.
Yeah. I removed it from Facebook, which
Yeah.
is probably the worst thing I've ever done.
But
Or
is it
the
in any
best,
event,
I guess.
There's an example that I have to get to right here. So in our internal view of the show, which people are not privy to, Steph, who is here, has written in all caps, "Happy birthday," with what looks to be 5 exclamation marks. Now,
Mm.
I'm going to guess that this is the first time that Steph has ever wished you a happy birthday. Beneath Steph is Joe. All he has written, someone who has known you for over a decade, he wrote in response, "Agreed."
Well, yeah. I think that's an acceptable response.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Marc, in the chat right now, you're getting "Happy birthday, Marc." And then right beneath, you're getting HBD. So it started exciting, and then someone was like, "I guess I'll wish the guy happy birthday."
Yeah, HBD is more than I would want. You know, I'm really glad I'm on the show. I was worried I was going to be cut for time.
No, that doesn't happen anymore, Marc. I've always got
Okay.
time for you, except for when you
Okay.
tried to call me earlier today and I did not answer.
Yeah, I promise you I'll leave a more interesting message next time.
Yeah, anyone out there, you got my phone number, you're leaving a voicemail, you got to make it interesting. Otherwise, you're
Okay.
making me really jump through a lot of hoops to listen to this thing. Okay, so Marc, how did you celebrate your birthday today?
I had some cake. Just had some cake.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So that's it. Okay, great. So Marc, last time you were here, you were talking about the way that you, I suppose you could call it, have budget-friendly holidays.
Yeah.
Now, you often apply different types of decoration to the holidays that don't correspond to that decoration. So you
That's
mentioned
right.
you have your Halloween decorations up at Christmas. Now,
Mhm.
is it fair to say that your Christmas decorations are up for your birthday? Because I know that you mentioned you put your birthday decorations up for just for laughs, I believe.
That's right. Yeah. No, I don't do anything on my birthday. I
Mhm.
don't put up any decorations on my birthday. My birthday
Okay.
decorations go up during Just for Laughs.
Yeah.
And what happened on Saint Jean?
I
think it
believe you
was.
put your Saint Jean decorations up on what you called Action de Grâce.
That's right.
Well, coming in from the chat right now, legend has it that Mark's headphones grow 1 inch every year on this day.
Yeah, they're expanding as you can
Yeah.
see. They're gonna get larger and larger.
Well, Mark,
Yeah,
we
James, I'm
are-
really excited. I'm excited.
I
to
understand that you've got something very special planned. Of course, it is our final night of freedom. So, what have you
Yeah.
prepared for not only me but the viewers this evening?
Well, I was doing a bit of research before the show, and I was looking on healthline.com, and they were concerned about cabin fever, and they gave a few tips about what a person could do with cabin fever. But of course, I'm always trying to do things on a budget. I'm trying to do things as frugally as possible, and yeah, just like you want to have fun, but you don't want to spend a lot of money.
Sure. Now, this has been your MO for as long as I've known you. So it looks like you were doing your due diligence and reading up on cabin fever and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So what have you found that you think will be helpful as people go into a more restrictive lockdown?
Well, one of the first suggestions from healthline.com was to carve a little me time.
Okay. Now,
And
what
I
does
thought,
that look like?
Well, and I think I thought what's more me time than having a nice drink, on your own? That's a bit of me time.
I would have never classified that as a Mark thing, having a nice drink.
Oh, but I just mean for people in general. That's a me time moment, right?
Yep.
And so I thought, well, if you want to have a nice beverage, a cold one or whatever, why not make some moonshine?
Make some moonshine?
Yeah, you're not going to want to go to the SAC. The lines are going to be long, right?
Mhm.
If you're going to go to if you're going to want to go to the grocery store, you're going to go wash your hands, depanneurs. You never know. Are they going to be open? They're going to be closed. So you get yourself a little still, put it maybe in your backyard, on your roof, somewhere else. You make your own drinky poo.
And have you ever made your own moonshine?
I haven't yet, but I'm looking it up online and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
But James, I know not everyone drinks.
Right, I don't.
You don't drink, so I thought, if you have someone who doesn't drink and they want to have a little me time, they can make some Kool-Aid. But who has time and the money to go out and get Kool-Aid? So
I was going to ask because it seems
Yeah.
like you were kind of opposed to waiting in lines or going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Okay, so
just
how are people going to make their own Kool-Aid?
grab some sugar, some food coloring, bam, you got it.
So your version of Kool-Aid is just sugary water that's got, so it looks like Kool-Aid, but doesn't taste like any of all the flavors taste the same. Sugar water.
That's right. Yeah, you could dip a banana in there or something.
Oh, this is horrifying. Okay, so me time includes making your own moonshine in your backyard with a still, or making Marc Rowland's
Kool-Aid.
old-fashioned Kool-Aid, which is food coloring, sugar, and water. Disgusting. Okay,
James,
that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
All right. Well, maybe you'll like tip number 2. So
Okay.
tip number 2 was spend time outdoors.
Okay.
But problem is, we're going into lockdown, baby. We're not going to be able to go outdoors as much as we would want, especially after 8 o'clock. You're not going to be able to go. You can't leave your home. Well, so thank God we have Google Street View.
Can you, expand on this?
Well, I was thinking you're going to want to visit somewhere. You're going to want to look around, walk around. So for me, what's the most exotic and interesting location I could think of? It was Laval. Google Street View. You zoom in, you enhance until you get to Laval, and you explore the wild streets of Laval.
The wild streets of Laval. So
you could do that from
photo. So you blow the photo so wide that you are truly immersing yourself in what could be the most realistic version of Laval outside of actually going to Laval.
Yeah, and you could do it from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. You could be doing that all night. You could walk around the
Sure.
streets of Laval. Where would you go in Laval, James?
I would probably go to Carrefour Laval.
Oh, very nice.
A
Yeah,
great shot. You could go to Center Laval if you're
Mhm.
feeling, and this sounds like something you'd want to do, be
Hmm.
budget friendly. You'd probably want to go to Gallery Laval, one of the most desolate and sad shopping malls in Quebec.
Well, and imagine you'd be able to do it all for free. You wouldn't have to take a cab.
You know what? You've got me on board. It's limitless. You could go to the Cosmodome. You could go to the movie. You could go to Fruiterie 440 right off the highway.
Yeah, there's so many options, James.
You go to the old dilapidated Recreotech on
And
Curry LaBelle.
Yeah, you could be living the island life
Yeah,
all
yeah.
evening.
Yeah, you could be on island time in Laval.
That's
What
it.
else do you have on tap?
Well, James, one of the other suggestions from healthline.com was working out. You should
Sure.
find some kind of workout. Yeah. And like one of the suggestions was doing curls with milk jugs. But we're in Canada. So milk jugs are not quite as popular as bags.
Right. So you want to do curls with bags of milk? How many bags will it take to replicate the weight of a jug?
Well, that's the great thing is a jug comes in one size, but a bag is smaller. So you could start with one and build up. Just get a whole bunch of bags.
Wait, I've got breaking news.
Oh.
Not only is the Recreotech in Laval dilapidated, it has been demolished. So
it's been demolished?
Been demolished. So you could go to where the Recreotech once stood proudly. Okay, so you're doing curls with bags of milk.
Yeah, but I wonder if you could go back, like, because the internet saves everything. I wonder if there's a Wayback Machine for Google Street View, if you could see Laval back in the day.
Yeah, of yesteryear, vintage photos of 2004.
Yeah, before they invented
I'm
Google
going to tell you a quick story, Mark. One time I was at a red light on Curry LaBelle, right beside the McDonald's. And at this red light, Laval, I would say, is notorious for their really long lights.
Okay.
Now, I had to go to the bathroom so bad that I got out of the car at the red light on Curry LaBelle, ran into the McDonald's, where I then had diarrhea. And that's what I think might happen if people drink all of those bags of milk.
Yeah.
But instead, they could be lifting the milk. So avoid
diarrhea.
Exactly.
And what's interesting about them is, remember those like sort of jiggle machines that people were working out with? Well, bags of milk have a jiggle to them. They're unusual. They've got some floops. So you're going to be working on a number of different muscles.
Yeah, this is a great idea.
Yeah, pronation, like all sorts of different things with those bags of milk. James, I think this might be my coup de grace here. I think this might be the cream of the crop here.
Okay.
So one of the things they said on healthline.com was to explore your creative side.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what I noticed is right now is there's no better time but to get into improv.
There's no better time than to get into improv.
This is the best time ever to get into improv if you want to save money, because shows are free. Before, you had to pay what, like $5 to get in to see a show?
$5, $8, sometimes $10 free.
That's outrageous.
With a student card.
Outrageous prices. So what's awesome now is they're all available online.
Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute. Wasn't your show $10?
My show? Yeah, at one point. But what was I thinking? Charging people $10, especially now that everything's free and the whole economy is upturned. But it's great. We get to reap all the benefits of that. We get all this amazing improv content online on like YouTube, through Twitch, all these different platforms. We get to see people doing online improv, and it's all free. It's
is there any you'd like to recommend?
Oh, well, I haven't started yet because lockdown didn't start. So what I'll do is I'll go online and I'll watch a whole bunch and I'll let you know.
Yeah, Mark, next time you're here, I'd like you to come prepared with some of your reviews of some of these shows that you've seen.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds excellent.
Yeah.
It sounds really good. I'm going to take in a lot. I'm going to really explore my creative side. And also, I think classes right now are cheaper than ever because, right, they can't charge full prices because people
Yeah.
are doing them online. So you're going to be able to get like the best possible price for your improv. I'm going to take an improv class because
Oh.
before they were so expensive, right? But now, wow, they're
Yeah,
slashing
the classes
prices.
were so expensive that you could never afford one.
Exactly. I couldn't do it before. I couldn't.
Now,
I
where do you
couldn't
think you're
afford-
gonna? Are you gonna start? Where? Beginner?
Hey, but here, yeah, of course, you have to start at the beginning. But
Yeah.
the amazing thing is I could take classes from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Anywhere that you're looking at?
Oh, I don't know.
I heard if you go to Google Earth and check out Laval, they've got some.
Yeah,
theaters.
exactly. We all will just go there virtually.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be incredible. Anyway, James, this is, I think, the golden age of improv shows and classes.
I want us
just
to remember this.
yeah.
January 8th, 2021, 10:11 p.m. Marc Rowland, quote, I think this is the golden age of improv.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't have put it that way, but
Well, James, you saw our show on our performance, Friday night's main event.
Yeah, well, you asked me if I saw it. I was there.
Yeah,
I hosted it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You saw it.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, have you
It's-
noticed there hasn't been improv since?
Yeah, not here, but everywhere else. The
Yeah.
the internet is limitless. It's infinite,
And
that's the great thing.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot from that night.
Did you? What did you learn?
No, we'll save that for the improv themed show where
I can't wait.
I learned that I made a deal with the devil. And sometimes you have to watch who you shake hands with.
I see.
There's a fiery grip. Well,
Yeah.
Marc, thanks for all those tips. Any final words before we call it a night?
Yeah. Watch your wallet, but have a great time doing it.
Watch your wallet, but have a great time doing it.
Yeah.
Words to live by. Marc, thanks so much for being here. And next time you're here, I want a nice play-by-play report of all of the online improv you've been watching.
Will do.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That is Marc Rowland, and that is tonight's show. I want to thank Joe Conto for being here, as well as Steph Mercier Voyer. I want to thank Dimitri in the booth, and I want to, because it wouldn't be right if I didn't take a moment to do this without everything going on in the world. I want to take a moment to fully denounce dancing. Guys, we'll be back on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, thanks so much for watching this week. We'll see you next week. Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.